true equality is the equality to like the white man. And that's really Martin Luther King's dream coming true. Is guys suck it. I watch the Oscars. Okay, these are the people that made the good movies. What about the people that made the bad movies? That's most of the industry. I want to be like that. Not that I want to be bad, but I want the license to be bad. Come back and learn.
There you have it, man.
He's sweet.
That guy, you can actually, I mean, he keeps it real, man.
He's keeping it real.
Your guy keeps it real. And you know what?
Well, he keeps it real and you're smiling, but it's like so sad, but you're still smiling.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any fear of keeping it real. As a successful actor, he doesn't. It's like sometimes we have these people who get up there and they be successful, especially like blacks. They're successful, and they're afraid to speak, man. Man, if I say the wrong thing, they're gonna pull this all away from me. They're gonna take it all away from me. I gotta be careful. I gotta make sure I toe the line. I used to say something about a person who I worked very close with and was the boss. I used to say he had a lot of power, but he was powerless. You ever see people that look like you have power, but they're powerless? Have you ever encountered that?
I look at one every day in the mirror. Go ahead.
He look like you?
I look at one in the mirror every day. I feel powerless. Quite often I do, sure.
But you don't have the power, though. That's the problem. I'm talking about people that have power that look like you and I.
Real power.
Who are in charge, who can make decisions.
I'm listening.
But they're powerless. You don't have the power. You think you're powerless. I don't think I'm powerless. I ain't got no power, but I ain't powerless. There are people who look like us have made it to the top. And instead of bringing qualified individuals along with them, mentoring them and bringing them along, all they decide to do is to defend their position.
Yeah.
All I'm going to do, man, listen, man, you know how hard I made it up here? You know what it take for me to get up here? You know how many years it took for me to get up here? And you want to just make it up here that easy? You better go stand in line. Look, going to the naughty corner.
You the naughty corner.
Yeah, and when I'm ready to get you, I come get you. You know, like the NFL, this other guy, wore another T-shirt with Tamar Rice, Justice for Tamar Rice, Tavar Rice or Tamar Rice. And the police association in that community, Cleveland, they want the NFL to apologize and ban him because he wore that T-shirt. He shouldn't be wearing that T-shirt because this is the same police that protect and serve him. So you shouldn't be wearing that T-shirt. You listen. Don't forget, we protect and serve you. We can protect and beat you, or we can protect and serve you. Which one do you want? You take your pick.
Go ahead, Ansel.
Yeah, we could protect and beat you. We don't have to serve you.
So power and powerlessness. Yes.
Power and powerless. We have a lot of people who have the power, but are absolutely powerless. And there are so many of them.
Because they're afraid, Anselm.
Afraid of what?
Of losing their own position.
Losing what? You're not going to lose anything. That's a perception. That's a mindset. And you know what else?
You know what happens to those people?
What happens?
They go down. They get taken down. And they have nobody there to watch them.
There you go.
Help them up.
None.
I've seen that happen
man.
before.
You all of a sudden, you like, yo, listen.
I had a friend, I told her, I said, listen, and she said, I'm going to be a principal. I said, you need to take some people with you. No, I don't. I said, that's what everybody else does. They always bring in their own team. Why do we have to be like them? Next thing, they came after her ass.
When you fall so hard, man, they pull that ladder from under you.
She fell hard.
They pull that ladder from under you, man. You climbed up 6 feet, you fall 25 feet. you fall so hard, man. And the
Fall
thing
through
about
the
it,
floor, huh?
and this is not telling people that you want to just look after your own.
Well, what do you think? Is Bill Cosby falling like that? He must have taken somebody with him now.
No. Bill Cosby is a setup.
You think that's a setup?
Yeah.
But I mean, Hammond is, pull your pants up, and now he's hoping that the black press will help him out and speak favorably for him.
But you see, and that's part of the problem. Part of the problem is that Bill Cosby forgot where he came from. And here's the article. After years of judging black community, Bill Cosby wants black media to stop judging him and be neutral.
Who is this coming from?
This is in the Atlanta Black Star. Mm-hmm. I tell people, it's funny. We're in the media, right? If you are only going to get your news from CNN, MSNBC, Fox, ABC, CBS, and those mainstream...
New York One, yes.
Who's that?
New York One.
No, or New York 2. Whichever ones you want. If it could be New York, right? If you only have to get your news from
the Wall Street Journal.
Times,
the
Wall
Daily
Street Journal,
News,
the New York Post, the Daily News, the Staten Island Advance, the Star Ledger. The US Today, USA Today.
Mm-hmm.
If those are the things you're only going to get your news from, right? Then you might as well just give it up. Give it up. Because you are going to be so brainwashed. You are not going to... It's like fiction and reality. Because they only give you what they want.
Of course.
You to know. They don't give you certain things. So
you were reading about Cosby.
Yeah. After years of judging black community, Bill Cosby wants black media to stop judging him and be neutral. This is an article today by Thomas L. Scott. Bill Cosby is looking for a break from the multiple reports of the sexual abuse allegation against him. The famous comedian, who has been silent ever since the allegations resurfaced, says he expects the black media to be neutral in their reporting. You see? Powerless. You see?
Yeah.
See?
Keep going.
I didn't even read this. But he had the power, man. He had the power. And when he had the power, he said, yo, black kid, pull your pants up. You walk around here with your pants down. What about the kid out in, the kid that has the 4.0 grade point average with the dreads? Remember that kid?
Uh-huh.
Cut your dreads. Why you have those dreads? What do you man talk about? You walk around here with all them dreads on your head. You know what that dread man look like? You know what that mean when you have a dread? You know what that mean? That mean you ain't no good. You have a rasta. Right? Some of them same guys who have their pants down on the knees, right? They could be very good in academics. They could be your scholars, right? Your Rhodes scholars, right? You can't judge them because I am a millionaire. I'm going to judge you now.
Why don't you play this pound cake speech of Bill Cosby? It's 3 minutes before we leave. I want to hear that.
Where is that?
Google that pound cake speech.
Was that when he turned to pull your pants up?
Pound
Okay,
cake.
hold on. But let me finish this. Why don't you get this article? It's, okay, no. Stay right there. Let me get it. It's called a pound cake speech.
Yes.
But I want to finish reading this article. But because,
we'll end on that one. Uh-huh.
we have to be very careful. And another one. Mark my word, Marjorie. I'm pointing at you. Charles Barkley.
I knew that was coming up. You didn't even have to point at me. You
Charles
should see when he's...
Barkley.
I'm going to take a picture of you pointing at me and post it.
Yeah.
Next time, let me because you do it every night. So
I point, right?
yes.
You know what it is? It's funny, right? You're not from the Caribbean, but in the Caribbean, we point. Like, it's like, man, relax, man. What did I do? It doesn't mean anything, It's just like, when you
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. We just having a good time.
Now wait a minute. You look up where's a Atlanta Star? I'll look for that.
Atlanta Black Star.
Atlanta Black Star.
Yeah, but you see, what it is that we have to be very careful. Oh, what did I do with that? Hold on. Let me get that one.
So
is it called Pound Cake Speech?
Pound Cake. Pound. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess we should.
So go ahead. I got it. Go ahead. I got it. Mm.
So what did he say? Publicly support black celebrities. Some of them are coming out in support of Bill Cosby. And I thought it was interesting for not Eddie Murphy. Who was that? We were just like Chris Rock. His daughter's to sleep with Bill Cosby.
All right, let's play this. Let's play this Bill Cosby speech. It's only 3 minutes.
In the old days, you couldn't hooky school because behind every drawn shade was an eye. And before your mother got off the bus into the house, she knew exactly where you had gone, who had gone into the house. Parents don't know that today. I'm talking about these people who cry when their son is standing there in an orange suit. Where were you when he was 2? Where were you when he was 12? Where were you when he was 18? And how come you don't know he had a pistol? These are not political criminals. These are people going around stealing Coca-Cola. People getting shot in the back of the head over a piece of pound cake. And then we all run out and we're outraged. Oh, the cop shouldn't have shot him. What the hell was he doing with the pound cake in his hand? Brown versus the Board of Education is no longer the white person's problem. We've got to take the neighborhood back. We've got to go in there. It's right around the corner. It's standing on the corner. It can't speak English. It doesn't want to speak English. I can't even talk the way these people talk. Why you ain't where you is, go wild west. I don't know who these people are. And I blamed the kid until I heard the mother talk. And then I heard the father talk. This is all in the house. Everybody knows it's important to speak English, except these knuckleheads. You can't land a plane with why you ain't where. You can't be a doctor with that kind of crap coming out of your mouth. Why can't you hit the streets? Why can't you clean it out yourself? It's our time now, ladies and gentlemen. It is our time. And I have good news for you. It's not about money. It's about you doing something that ordinarily we do. Get in somebody else's business. It's time for you to not accept this language that these people are speaking, which will take them nowhere. What the hell good is Brown versus the Board of Education if nobody wants it? I mean, this is the future, and all of these people who've lined up and done whatever, they've got to be wondering, what the hell happened? Brown versus the Board of Education. These people who marched and were hit in the face with rocks and punched in the face to get an education, and we got these knuckleheads walking around, don't want to learn English. When you go to the church, look at the stained glass things of Jesus. Look at them. Is Jesus smiling? Not in one picture. So tell your friends, let's try to do something. Let's try and make Jesus smile. Let's start parenting. Thank you. Thank you.
What you say about that?
I don't know what to say. I never heard that before. Honestly. I never knew he said that.
Yeah, that's his famous pound cake speech. That's why people are like, "Oh, why should we be defending him when he said this